So this should be allowing me to go live. Oh yeah, you can see it real. I don't want feedback though. I do not want feedback. Let me close that tab. I'm not sure if I'm still streaming on my Instagram because I'll just close the tab. Well, Christmas champions. Ah, yeah, I'm still live. I'm still live. Yes, it still shows on my Instagram I'm live. So yeah, Christmas champions and that. Let's celebrate, because as it stands right now, you know, also back-to-back Christmas champions, and obviously that's no more because Aston Villa won, and so did Man City. So we are sat fourth in the table. Yes, that's right. We are sat fourth in the table. So all this celebration, all this, let me just go to it. All this sucking off with stroke game. All because we were sat top of the table at Christmas. Now what? What we saying now? Back-to-back Christmas champions, and then what? Because we're fourth in the table right now. So what's next? In fact, do I not remember somebody in my mentions? Was it on Twitter? Why is Twitter doing that? Twitter's weird, you know. It's not showing me anything on my mentions now. But, you know, what didn't I have man in my mentions talking about how, no, it's not getting us. It's just that we're just happy to see what we're seeing, mate. I'll be happy when we're topping May and we're lifting the trophy for it. You know what I mean? That's when I will be happy. Not none of this. Oh, we're top at Christmas, mate, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? Every single time I go on Instagram and Arsenal won a game, right? Arsenal won a game. Every time I see Back Again post that same shit. Hang on a minute. What's going on? Am I still live on Instagram? Yeah, I am. I see Back Again post the same bullshit all the time. Let me see if I can. It's always that DJ Khaled didn't believe in us. You know what I mean? Do that in May. Don't do it. Last season, if anything, should have told everybody, look, we can't get giddy. You know what I mean? Why am I seeing? Why was I seeing man getting giddy on Twitter? I mean, because I don't follow that many people on Twitter, but I see a lot more tweets from other accounts that I don't follow that post about things that I'm interested in. So I'm seeing just giddiness from no doubt little virgins talking about how, you know, pretty much not learning from last season. You know what I mean? So now that we're not top of the table now that we're not top of the table, now what? Now what? Now what are we saying? So I'm seeing videos about Aston Villa's penalty about against Burnley. It was soft. Oh well, it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. We know this, don't we? No point in complaining and complaining and complaining. Oh yeah, we're fourth. Well, beast. We're fourth. Let's see what you were saying previous. The elephant will be back stronger. Benteke scores this blindfolded. That's in aim of Gabriel Jesus' headed chance against West Ham. Yeah, he probably does. Let's just have a look. Because when we were top before the games played on Boxing Day, I saw giddiness online, right? In fact, let me go on to tweets of people calling out Arsenal because it's a shambles. A tweet here from Kind Guna says Arsenal fans' love for Mikel Arteta is the most bizarre thing I've ever witnessed in football ever. 8th, 5th, 2nd, and in a 2-horse race. 750 million spent, yet Cedric Nketiah and El Nene still on the bench while Zinchenko stinks the place out. RIP AFC. Right? People wonder, why do I want Arteta out? Blah, blah, blah. Why don't I think he's good enough? Because a competent manager knows, Zinchenko, especially after last season, nope, Zinchenko's costing me. So if I'm going to keep you, you're not going to play as a left back. I'm going to get a proper left back in. We're now looking at getting rid of Kiwior in January, who we signed last January, right? A player who would be the only one that would come in should Gabriel or Saliba get injured. So we're going to try and sell him for what? For another defender or something like that. I'm seeing it's to free up funds so we can try and land Ivan Toney and all that. So we're going backwards to try and go forwards. So we're not going to add more depth into this team. We're just going to swap one player out and bring another one in. That is not depth. That is not depth. Just basically saying, you go out and I'm going to bring somebody else in. That is not depth. Depth is when you add to what you have. You add quality to what you have. I shit you not. This January window will tell us every single thing we need to know. You'll know by this January window whether Arsenal will win the league or not. You'll know. Trust me. And watch. We ain't getting no Ivan Toney in January. So let's just put that in a bin, right? Usman, Arsenal are not getting Ivan Toney this January. It's not happening. I mean, not happening. Not January. Nope. Do I believe we'll get rid of Kiwior? Yeah. I think we probably are going to get rid of Kiwior. I mean, probably are. But in terms of signing Ivan Toney, not happening. I mean, and that will show you everything. Do I think we will sign a striker? Probably. I just don't think it'll be him. But I think we'll sign a striker and a defender. But if we get rid of Kiwior to get him, because Kiwior is the only centre back that's on the bench. This is what I was saying in the West Ham watch along. I said Arteta won't start Kiwior. Because if he starts Kiwior, we've got no centre back to bring on if we want to close the game out or whatever. All we'll have is fullbacks. You know what I mean? That's why Kiwior, he ain't going to see him start games. You know what I mean? I just feel that if Kiwior got a nice run of games, you know what I mean, he may have been okay. You know what I mean? But when players are barely getting that run of games, it's going to affect him. Last season, when he did get games, towards the last few games, I mean, obviously we lost to Brighton. You know, he scored against Wolves. He kept a clean sheet at St. James's Park. You know what I mean? That he needs a place to go. And we kept a clean sheet with Kiwior and Gabriel in defence. You know what I mean? So at that point, Kiwior knew what the deal was in terms of him being in this team. You know what I mean? But now it's gone backwards now. I mean, with Tomiyasu being injured, because Tomiyasu can also play as a centre back as well as a full back. if Arteta has any sense, once he's back fit, he'll start ahead of Zinchenko. Kiwi are coming to AC Milan this Jan. Oh yeah, an AC Milan fan, aren't you? Well, you know, I wouldn't put it past. Here we are coming up against Arsenal in the near future, and he scores a winning goal against Arsenal. And you know, like Mavropanos did last night. I won't put it past something like that happening. You know what I mean? But us getting rid of Kiwior, if we are going to be doing it, just to get another, just basically a swap for another defender. You know what I mean? We're still light. Even if we sell Kiwior and sign another centre back that's better than him, we're still light. We're still light. You know what I mean? Depth is I'm going to sign another centre back and I'm keeping Kiwior as part of my plans. That is a definition of I'm trying to get some squad depth. We might as well have kept Rob Holding. But Christmas champions and that's what we are. That's what we always will be. Arsenal tweeted out, right, a quote from what Arteta said. If the team plays like this, they are going to win lots of games. Well, 30 shots and no goals. Let's hope nothing like that happens again. The bosses urge our players and supporters to remain calm ahead of our trip to Fulham. So, a Twitter account, AFC Tiki Taka, quote tweeted this and said, "Remain calm. We've remained calm for 5 years with you and only delivering one FA Cup with inherited players, then close to 700 million spent, 8th place, bottled top 4, then bottled the title. Yeah, let's all remain calm." You know what I mean? He's right. Man's only won an FA Cup with his team. And it wasn't even his team. It was Unai Emery's team. He hasn't proven anything with his own team yet. Oh, he nearly won in the league, man. And not good enough. You know what I mean? 93% of the season top, and you don't win it. And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, Arteta's the man. The moment you see anything that's positive about Arsenal, you know, the way we're playing, the games that we're winning, and you think to yourself, could it be? Maybe. And then we do this. And it's like, oh, no. I should never have thought that there was even a slight possibility. You know what I mean? So there's a debate going on about the goal we conceded, the first goal. And I'm watching it now, right? This is West Ham's goal against us. Because Gabriel was getting blamed. One person even pointed out, look at Trossard. But most people are blaming Zinchenko, right? When that ball gets whipped in, which was a good cross, right? Gabriel could have afforded to leave it, to leave the ball, really. He could have done. But obviously he wasn't to know that at the time. There's quick thinking and all that. But if Zinchenko didn't run right next to Gabriel and close that gap down with Gabriel would have kicked that ball out for a throw-in. But he kicked it and Zinchenko was there. Gabriel is seeing the ball come in. All he's thinking of is, I need to get rid of this ball. So he goes to get rid of the ball. Ooh, Zinchenko's right there. That's how the ball ricochets and goes out of play. But, you know, Bowen keeps it in play. And then Trossard now, he just stood at the edge of the box. And then he starts to run as the ball has been kept in. You know what I mean? And the initial tweet was, please start Kiwior. So sick of this guy. I don't even think Kiwior would have done that. How are you enjoying your parade, G? The parade is going sweet. Back-to-back champions and that. Get me. In fact, that's two things Arteta's got us. Back-to-back Christmas champions. You know what I mean? This giddy-ass, sorry-ass fan base was happy. Hence the thumbnail of Cecil AFTV guy when he wore that top like a pony because we were top at Christmas. What an idiot. Honestly. We will have no depth in January. They'll try and use FFP excuse, talking about needing outgoings as well as incomings, joking. The issue is priority outgoings and incomings are always wrong. Yep. Thumbnail this video is hilarious. Yep. Anytime we're Christmas champions, that's going to be the thumbnail now. You know what I mean? Because that was some pony ass shit from AFTV guy. You know what I mean? But these man, they wanting to use FFP as an excuse to not be ambitious. That's what it is. And I say,
stop the cap.
You know what I mean? FFP and all that. We knew. I said before. We knew what the deal was, man. January window should be the window when you make signings. It's not the world class signings. It's the backup kind of signings. Because your world class signings should be in the summer, and then halfway. For example, let me put it like this, right? Any of you that have played a computer game will know, right? You'll know that there's a certain checkpoint you might get to. Let me try and come up. Let me try and think. For example, there's a game called Dead Nation on PS4, right? It's where you're shooting zombies and all that stuff like that. And you get to checkpoints where you go to a checkpoint, you spend some money on some more guns, some ammo for the guns and rifles and everything like that, right? And then you go about your business, right? When you get to a checkpoint in the game, that's so you can do a refill. You know what I mean? At the start, you get the cup. Let's say you've got a drink. You've got the cup at the start. You've filled it up, whatever. Then you're on your journey. When you get to a checkpoint, you just refill that cup. You don't throw the cup away, no nothing. You just refill it. Same with the gun analogy. In the game I was talking about, you get to a checkpoint and you just refill the ammo. I mean, that's what the January window should be. That's a checkpoint. That's where we're maybe one or two of our world class players that we signed in the summer is injured. So we're just gonna get somebody in on loan or whatever, and then we go about the rest of the season seeing it all out. But with Arsenal, every single time we get round to January, not only can't we wait for January, we're begging Arsenal to do summer signing things in January. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, if a club bids 50 million for Eddie Nketiah in January, do you want Arsenal to accept it? And someone called Joe Guns AFC said, 50 million, I'd take 10. I'd go a step further. I'd take a contract termination, fam. Yep. I would take terminating Eddie Nketiah's contract right now. You know what I mean? Like we did Pepe, Aubameyang. You know what I mean? Just got rid. I'd take that. You know what I mean? I'd terminate his contract. I don't care about getting money for Nketiah. I care about getting somebody else that's better, get them in. You know what I mean? Nketiah is not the guy, and he has a number 14 shirt. And Arteta still persisted with this guy. Arteta said he thought about quitting, right? He obviously chose not to. He should have then realised where everything went wrong last season. Who wasn't good enough? Blah, blah, blah. He didn't. He didn't. Igal is saying, composure, people. Arsenal win against Fulham will be top of the league. Well, yeah. If we win against Fulham, but I don't think we're going to win against Fulham. I ain't going to lie. I don't think we're going to. There ain't enough those Arsenal fans like you, Southern Gunner, Lee Gunner, Northside Troops, Dan Potts, Yardman, and the other I mentioned. Too many toxic positive fans that will call this shit out. It's too many. There's too many. In fact, on Twitter, I actually replied to a tweet, right? And I know this is some virgin little Arsenal fan that's never had pub in their life, right? That tweeted this. Take me back to this right now. Oh, take me back to this night. Broken heart emoji. I miss my club, and I want you lot to guess what video from Arsenal the person chose. I want you lot to guess right now. I don't agree with anything, everything you man say, but I respect that you're trying to hold people to the club and account. Yeah, just as long. I don't want people to agree with every single thing that I'm saying, but what I want is people to be on the same page that we want to see Arsenal dominating again. Well, have a guess. Just have a guess. Take me back to this night. I miss my club. Have a guess what video is there. Have a guess. In all fairness, the Forever Arsenal podcast, AFTV members went off on Arteta and toxic positive fans this time. I was shocked. Well, maybe they've got to that stage where it's like, we can't keep doing this. Maybe that stage. Is anyone going to guess what video this fan tweeted? Take me back to this night. I miss my club. Anyone have a guess? It could be scoring a winner in a cup final. It could be getting to a cup final. It could be anything. Scoring a late winner. It could be making a crucial tackle. Take me back to this night. Because if you was to ask a Man United fan, for example, what night would you want to go back to? They might say Moscow 2008. If you ask a Chelsea fan, what night would you go back to? They might say Munich 2012. I can't remember where the final was in 2021. I don't know if that was in Turkey or something. I don't know. If you ask a City fan, what night would you go back to? They might say wherever last season. Oh, Istanbul. Champions League final that night. But no. Have a guess what Trill AFC tweeted, take me back to this night, broken heart emoji, I miss my club. Yep. The Declan Rice winner against Luton fucking Town. Yes. Declan Rice's winner against Luton Town. So I tweeted in reply that this day was better. Seems though this fan's going by recents. I tweeted, well, I just typed in the GIF, Aubameyang FA Cup final. And the gift that I got was when we were about to lift the trophy, the top of it fell off and he just put his hand on his head. I still miss that. I still miss that team. I still miss that because that's where we can go back to of when we last won a trophy. That's when we last won a trophy. We can all say 2004 league title, blah blah blah. But if we just go by recents, what was recent was 4 years, nearly 4 years ago. We last won a trophy. I'd go back to that right now. Take me back to them times when you had Salt and Pepe on the wing, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and the winners in FA Cup. I mean, because that team, we haven't had a better season than that team yet. Nope. Oh, no. Since 2020 season, Arsenal have not had a better season. We haven't had a better season. We've been worse than them. We haven't won anything. Oh, you finished second season there. And how were the lads? We've got a Newcastle fan in here. A Newcastle fan. Yeah. No. But like I said, these men are still yet to lapse that team. In fact, let me get the team sheet up of that squad. FA Cup final squad. Because these men want to go to, when we beat Bournemouth 3-2 late winner. Let me go back to that squad. Starting lineups. Arsenal versus Chelsea, 1st of August 2020. Right? So we had Emi Martinez in goal, Rob Holding, David Luiz, and Kieran Tierney as our back three. Then we have Bellerin, Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, Maitland-Niles, man like Salt and Pepe, fam, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. Take me back to that, fam. Over fucking us beating Luton Town 4-3. Or Reece Nelson's winner against Bournemouth. What did that get us? I mean, that starting lineup I just named gave us a trophy. I mean, we haven't lapsed. If we just go by just 2014, we ended the trophy draw. We haven't lapsed that team yet. This team, Arteta's team, hasn't lapsed that. Haven't. We haven't done anything. No trophies. Off topic, but West Ham fans been annoying lately over Rice transfer. They've outclassed us recently and won Europe. Fair play. We haven't, but they aren't buying. Someone tell them remember their place. And the thing is, right? This is exactly why. The thing is, where I live, I'm based in Yorkshire, hence the name, right? I don't know of any West Ham fans, but I knew already if West Ham get their hands on the trophy, I knew the mindset of West Ham fans based on what I've seen. And I didn't want West Ham to get their hands anywhere near the trophy because I knew that they would feel like they are the dogs' bollocks. I knew they would. I knew they'd be like this. Now, because back in when they got Tevez and Mascherano, they were getting treated like they'd be the next Chelsea back in them times. You know what I mean? West Ham fans won't be shy of giddiness whenever they see some shit. You know what I mean? Lo and behold, they go and win a European trophy of all trophies to end their trophy draw. Right? So that's even more incentive for them to believe they are the dogs' bollocks. But I tell you right now, if Rice is to win, let's say the league, maybe even the FA Cup or the Champions League, then West Ham fans are going to have to hold that. Should they win nothing? You know what I mean? Like, since when were we rivals of West Ham? Their rivals are Millwall, Spurs, and Chelsea, I'd say. Yeah, Arsenal and West Ham aren't really that rivals like that. It's just that it's a London derby. But because they won a trophy last season, you know, it's they're gonna look at every other London club like they're superior now. You know what I mean? And to be honest, you have to give it them. You know what I mean? Some of these West Ham fans weren't born when the last won a trophy before that as well. It's been so long since they won a trophy. 1980, all the way to 43 years without lifting a major trophy. Can you blame them for being giddy? You know what I mean? It's more than what we can be giddy for. We got a handout into the Community Shield for finishing second because Man City won the FA Cup. And the Community Shield counts on your number of trophies. You know, they do count the Community Shield, but we can't count that and say, oh, well, last time we won a trophy is Community Shield. You can count it and you can't. You know what I mean? Because it's not. For me, I take the Community Shield more seriously than the average football fan. But I'm not going to sit here and give Arteta the credit to say, oh, well, no, he did win the Community Shield, so last time we won silverware was 2023. I only use it as banter reasons. Like, for example, when it came to bantering Manchester United fans and saying that we've lifted the same amount of silverware at Wembley this year, You know what I mean? But when it being for real, you don't technically, you ignore the Community Shield. You know you've got it and everything like that, but if the fans cling on to the Community Shield in terms of well done Arteta, blah blah blah, that actually lowers the standards. Because supposing we finish second again, Man City win the FA Cup and the league, and we get another handout into the Community Shield. You know what I mean? If Arteta wins another Community Shield, does that not buy him time? Does that not mean, oh, well, I won the Community Shield, so I should keep my job? You know what I mean? So that's why I don't want to count the Community Shield too much. You know what I mean? Because a Community Shield shouldn't save a manager's job. And I don't think it should cost a manager the job if they don't win it. You know what I mean? It ain't that deep. But it does count as number of silverware won. You know, I think Arsenal 48 or something. So if we're to win another Community Shield, right? If we get a handout into the Community Shield again, that'll be number 49 if we win it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, but realistically, we have more trophies than that because we've got the Christmas champions. I mean, that's one thing clubs can't do. They can't touch us when it comes to being Christmas champions. We're the Man Cities of the world when it comes to being Christmas champions, I'm telling you. But yeah, it's back to the Nketiah business. I tweeted a reply saying I'll accept Arteta terminating his contract and getting 0 for him, just like he did Pepe. Because I don't get why we're keeping Nketiah. I mean, someone tweeted Odegaard was not as good as people are making out. I replied to that saying he tap dances too much. He does. Too much tap dancing. You know what I mean? He gets the ball. He doesn't have pace. He doesn't run with pace when he gets the ball. I hear you. Well, people always tell me it took Klopp 4 years at Liverpool to win something. Well, 4th full season now, so what will the excuse be if we win nothing again? Yeah, I've heard that excuse. It took Klopp time. It took him time. Now we're in our 4th season now. All right, if we're gonna compare to Klopp, then Arteta has to deliver now. I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, the season has to be it. You know what I mean? Because if he comes away with nothing again, then what's the justification for keeping him at this as a manager of this club? We've passed on so many managers that could have give other managers this much money and that much percentage at the top of the table who's bottling it. Because they won't make goofy decisions along the way of bottling it. You know what I mean? Because one thing I want to drive home is we know that end of the day, Arteta picks the players, and we know that the players on the pitch are the ones that do the job. So ultimately, the players bottled it. Arteta just picked the team. My thing is yes, Arteta, he picks the team, and yes, the players on the pitch, they bottled it. My thing is Trossard was Player of the Month for March 2023, right? He starts against Leeds United April the 1st, because I was down in London that day, right? He started him in that game. The link up between him and Jesus worked. At that point, we hadn't lost the game when Trossard started. Throughout April, he benched Trossard. That is an Arteta decision-making issue. Why the fuck would you bench your best player of the previous month when the rest of the month should have been us closing out the title? Just imagine. We had about, 8 games left or something. All we needed to do is just keep on doing what we're doing. Close it out. Saka was dropping form and he needed a rest. And the fans, we saw it. We've all been saying, bench Saka, don't start in every single game, blah, blah, blah. Trossard should be starting games, blah, blah, blah. He didn't listen, did he? He put players Rob Holding instead of Kiwior, who you just signed in January. Then he starts doing what he's supposed to when the title was done. That's why I want this fucker out. Because decision-making. What manager would make a decision like that? Would Ancelotti have done that? Let's be real. Would Ancelotti have done what Arteta did, decision-making? Let me bench my best player that was player of the month, previous month, and then the crucial month, April, I'm going to bench you for the entire month. Trossard did not start until... Who did we play after Brighton? Was it Forest? I think it was Forest. That's when he started, because Martinelli got injured against Brighton from Caicedo challenge from behind, and Trossard came on. Trossard didn't start against Newcastle last season. So yeah, it was Nottingham Forest, and that was only because Martinelli was injured. That's what I mean about decision making. How can I trust Arteta won't do something like that again? Look what he tried doing at the start of the season. Partey at right back, Gabriel on the bench. And the only reason why Gabriel was back in defence was because Partey got injured before we played Man United. That's why. If Partey didn't get injured, he'd have played Partey at right back against Man United, and Gabriel would have warmed the bench again. Now, people forget that. People forget he was forced. His hand was forced to go back to what it was. He didn't do that of his own accord. He was forced to put Gabriel back with Saliba. You know what I mean? Nobody talks about that. I think Arteta inherited a better team than Klopp did. Also, and Arteta spent a lot. Yeah, he did. Our team, our team's better than that Liverpool team that Klopp took over initially. And in all fairness, Klopp took that team to 2 cup finals, didn't win them. Arteta took Emery's team to a cup final and won it. But yeah, I always get that it took Fergie 7 years at United to forgetting the legend was close to getting sacked at the time. In today's football, I doubt he'd survive, with most clubs wanting quick results. Well, let's just hope that if Arteta gets the time Fergie did, that he ends up being our Fergie. Let's just hope that. That's all we've got. But as I was saying, Arteta and his decision making. He tried goofing at the start of the season. You know what I mean? I said in the Community Shield, because I remember the lineup. Community Shield, Ramsdale in goal, Ben White right back, Saliba, Gabriel centre back, and Timber was as our left back. And then we played a midfield of Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. And our front three was Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli. Right? That was our starting 11 for the Community Shield. Right? Going into the season now, because I'll say Nketiah would have been pissed that he didn't get to start in that Community Shield at big Wembley Stadium. So going into the season, what does he do? Let me just put Gabriel as my... No, let's put Partey, sorry, as my right back. So we're all thinking, what the fuck are you doing? We scraped to win. Then he does it again, and he does it again until Partey gets injured. Now, people might try and say, "Oh, well, he was doing that because Timber got injured."
Stop the cap.
Nope. He needed to play Kai Havertz, who he spent 65 million on, but he also wanted to keep Eddie Nketiah happy while Jesus was out injured. So he thought, and he also needed to keep Partey happy. So he thought, I'll play your Partey. I'll just play it. Gabriel's gonna have to be the one, the sacrificial lamb. That's what it was. He needed to keep Partey, Nketiah, and Havertz happy. But it's hard to have them three in the team. Because if Partey's in midfield, you're not going to sacrifice Odegaard, you're not going to sacrifice Rice. If you've got Nketiah up top, you can't sacrifice any of the wingers to put Havertz there. So Gabriel was a sacrificial lamb. You know what I mean? Partey getting injured forced Arteta's hands. That's why I went back to what we were doing. But yeah, he needed help.
Stop it. Get some help.
But yeah, Christmas champions and that. Yeah. Back to back. Tomorrow, maybe we can be I've got a cold. Struggling right now. Tomorrow, we've got a chance to be New Year's champions. Because Liverpool don't play until New Year's Day. So we can go into 2024 champions of 2023 by being top going into 2024. That's what could happen. You know what I mean? We could be New Year's champions as well as Christmas champions. Because last year we were New Year's champions. And you know that if we win tomorrow, you know the giddiness is going to be out. And then back again is going to post that same fucking shit. DJ Khaled. You know what breaks my heart? They didn't believe in us. That same shit. I'm looking forward to seeing that when we're top in May. I'm looking forward to seeing that if we go into that game at Old Trafford needing at least a point and we're top of the table. Let's say we need a point to seal it. And we're going into that away game at Old Trafford. Last away game of the season. Then I want to see that. I want to see us clinch the title at that ground again, and then see that post. They didn't believe in us. That's when I want to see it. But Otherwise, I don't want to be seeing nothing about we're top of the table. They didn't believe in us when nothing's won yet. Like literally nothing's clinched. Yeah, a tweet here now. I just refreshed Twitter now. Top of the league at Christmas, just to be fourth place 5 days later. Shambles. You know what I mean? Shambles. And now we're all having a meltdown over that penalty that Aston Villa got in the 89th minute. I mean, it is ridiculous because there was barely any contact. The guy looks like he got shot by a sniper rifle from a distance. But this is what happens. Like, it is what it is. How about demand better so that these men don't stink it out? You know what I mean? Because we know what happens. We know the fuckery that happens. We know this. If we don't win anything, you could look at the VAR situations and be like, yeah, that cost us in that game. That cost us in this game. But overall, you look at it and be like, we stunk it out. Why were we stinking it out? To the point where it's 0-0 or we're losing 1-0 or something, and then VAR's help the other team. I'm struggling with this goal. Struggling right now. But you see what I'm saying now? We shouldn't be there. Where is Leandro Trossard's best position? Well, he's been shit recently. But I still start him ahead of Martinelli at the moment. Martinelli's been shit. I don't think we're winning anything this season again, to be honest. That West Ham game only confirmed it further to me. Arsenal, over to you to prove me wrong. It's decision making as well. There's always been a preach of versatility with our players, the squad. You know, you've got Tomiyasu with versatility. They've brought in Timber for versatility as well. All this versatility, fetishness, right? Yet we don't take advantage of it. If a player's playing shit, right? For example, like Martinelli, why not put Martinelli up front, up top, and put Jesus on the wing? That's versatility. I would try, if we're not going to bench Martinelli, I would try putting him as a striker and put Jesus on the left wing and Saka on the right. That's personally what I would try doing. You know what I mean? Literally, our front three can all play in each other's positions. It's just only Saka that mainly plays on that right-hand side now. But literally, otherwise, everybody else can play anywhere. I think Nelson's just an out-and-out wide player anyway, but Martinelli can play up top. Trossard play up top. Jesus plays up top. But then they can all play on the wing as well. So why aren't we taking advantage of that? You know what I mean? Why not? There's times where Havertz has moved on to the right wing. This time we start Havertz as a striker, as a number 9 in the Community Shield. You know what I mean? Otherwise, he plays on the left midfield. Some might say last night that we missed Kai Havertz. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what I mean? What's the home game when Havertz has been playing? So maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe we might have missed Kai Havertz. Maybe there's something that he could have been doing in that team that, I don't know, helped us break down West Ham more. or stop them breaking us down too much. But I don't know what Kai Havertz would have done defensively to stop anything that happened the other night. At an absolute stretch, he could have just been there in the box or been there to hit the ball in the back of the net. Could have been. Crosses coming into the box. He could have been the guy that gets his head onto the ball. We don't have tall presence anywhere. I mean, I miss the Olivier Giroud days, even though it's unforgivable how he failed to score for us in the title run in 2016. Then start scoring when the title's done. But we don't have that tall presence. Havertz is our only hope. Because Rice is not going to be in the box that often. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to end this stream because, yeah, I'm just getting by on this stream. But yeah, anyways, guys, stay tuned for my match reaction tomorrow of our game against Fulham, which is the last game of 2023, which has been a shit year if you're an Arsenal fan. It's been a shit year for Arsenal. You know what I mean? We had to watch ourselves be runners up, and in a team that was sat second for 93% of the season won 3 trophies. And they finished the year with 5 out of 6 trophies. 5 out of 6 because we actually managed to stop them winning the Community Shield. But yeah, you know what the deal is. Anyways, guys, catch you in a bit.